This is Robin Short with the Worley Training Department. Welcome to our training video today. We are working with a dimensioning tool in Xactimate. We've had a couple of questions about how to use that tool effectively, so we're just going to show you a couple of tips on that, tricks on that. So I've already got a estimate started. Let's get to work and I'll show you what we have for using the dimensioning tool today. Thank you. Alright, as we begin to look at this, I've got an estimate created. When we're thinking about the dimensioning tool, let's say what I've done here is I've got a sketch of a front elevation, and I put that in as an elevation sketching so I can show you a couple of things here. Let's make this a full screen so you can see it. Let's minimize that, kind of center that up. So let's just say we had a simple front elevation. We've got a peaked ceiling roof here, gable with a garage door. We've got a right extension. We've got some windows, a couple doors. So we'll call this the right front. We'll call this the front. And using the dimensional tool, we would go to our estimate, and we would create a front elevation by adding front elevation, and we will just set that as our price list default, and we are just going to let's append this so it comes down here. Now we have the front elevation photo, so now what we would do is we can just simply left click, double click left, and this will pop open our dimensioning tool. So I just hovered over that, using the left click, double click it, this opens up. Dimensioning, editing group, variables, we're just going to add a dimension. What we will do first is we will change this, always change this to elevation. That's very important to change it to elevation. We can now begin to put our dimensions in. Let's say the front, we just click it here. A red line will come up showing you what measurement we need. Let's say that is 16 feet. Let's say the height here is 9 feet, so I'm just going to tab down, 9 feet. And the gable, when we tab down, it gives us a red line. What's the measurement from here to here? Let's just say it's 6 feet. Okay, so now we've got that front elevation named, and now we're going to add our missing walls. So we're just going to open our missing walls. Now we can say garage door, and we'll just add our door, and we'll say the width on that door is let's say the width on that is 9 feet, and let's say the height of that is 8 feet. And we'll always make sure that this is on exterior, and then we have the option here where we can say, is this this opening in the center of the wall? Is it in the bottom up, top down? In this case it would be top down, opening at the bottom, and we'd say okay, and then we would just close this off, and we have that done. So once we close that off and exit out, we see over here that changes to a little tape measure here. Okay, so that way we know we've got that dimension. Now let's open that back up because we have that right elevation, right front elevation, so we're just going to add. We're going to put right front here. We're going to change that to elevation here. And let's say that right elevation is 30 feet long. We'll say it's 9 feet tall. And there's no gable, so we're just going to leave that 0. Now we've got 2 windows and a door to put in, so we're just going to say missing walls. We're going to say windows. We're going to add. And we're going to say the windows, let's say that is 3 feet wide, 5 feet tall, and we're going to change this to opens to the exterior. We're going to change this to 2 windows, and now we have the option of where the opening's at. We're going to click that one and say OK. Now we have another one to add, which is a door. So we're just going to add, let's say the door is 7 feet by 3 feet wide. We're going to open that to the exterior, and this one is going to be from top down. We got that. Say OK, and we're done. Close that off. Say OK. So we got our front elevation, we got our right front, and we're good. We just close the window, and we have it right there for you. Now, if we just put a line item in, let's say we're using siding or using vinyl, vinyl, and let's just say it's average grade. We're going to put wall here. We're going to say OK. So we have 339 square feet. I want you to compare. I have the same measure on my sketch elevation, and we have 338.83, so we're off by 0.17 of a square foot. Not bad. It's probably because the front elevation gable is just a little bit off, but we have the same square footage whether we're looking at, you know, this, or we're looking at front elevation. So now if you needed a right elevation, you would just click add, and we'd say right elevation. Let's add that. We would just double click it, add our dimensions as we would see fit. You always want to change this to elevations, and then you would just put in your dimensions, whatever it is, 30 by 9. Put in your missing walls if there's any, say OK, and as soon as we click off, this would change to a tape ruler. You can see the very tape ruler there. You know that you have your dimensions, and you can just go right at it. So it's as simple as that, and you just keep adding, your elevations to it. The sketch tool is pretty simple to use overall. So you just add your missing walls in, or your missing windows, doors, garage doors, whatever it is, to those missing elements. When you select the dimensioning tool, it basically asks you what measurement is needed and where, and you're good to go. So pretty easy. I hope this helps you in some simple way. There's been a couple of questions about it. So that's the training video for dimensioning today. So thank you very much. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for working for Worley. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you now.